brain is incredibly plastic.
Yeah.
It's insane, like how quickly it can change. The hippocampus is kind of like the control center of our brain. It's a super old structure.
So this is what we share with most reptiles.
Yeah, like reptiles, birds have a hippocampus, a version of it. And in the 1970s, there was this guy, John O'Keefe, also won the Nobel Prize very recently. He discovered these things called place cells that only fire when you're in a certain spot. For example, at your house, there's a place cell that's attached to your bedroom, okay? When you're in your bedroom, that place cell is firing, telling the rest of your brain you're in your bedroom. There's another place cell that only fires when you're in the hallway outside your bedroom. When you get to the hallway, then the hallway place cell starts firing, the bedroom stops firing because you're no longer in the bedroom. And each of these cells is assigned like a spot in your world, right? There's been like latest research. This was David Tank's lab at Princeton. They trained a mouse to push a lever. How he pushed the lever would determine the frequency of the tone that he was hearing. Okay, so, you know, you push it up, it goes like that, okay? And at a certain frequency, the mouse would get a reward. And pretty soon there were place cells for each frequency. There was a place cell for the B, and then the A, and then the G, and the F. And these cells, which, you know, they get input from the cortex, they get input from all of these senses, and they're really sort of like identifying large scale patterns, you know, in some like weird dimensional space, and then assigning themselves to parts of that space that they need to learn. And in this case, it was frequency. So then they became frequency cells, the same cells that used to be place cells, right? That had a area and stuff. So